Well, summer means showing more skin and a greater desire to look our best. As a result, medical spas and beauty docs are seeing higher demand in procedures, especially non-invasive ones. But which procedures are actually safe and effective? Here with the do's and don'ts of med spa procedures, John Aslanian, one of the country's leading experts in cosmetic procedures. So John, thanks for being here. So you've said that people are coming to your practice not just from around the country, but from around the world. What are most people interested in when they seek you out?
Oh, that's funny. Thank you for asking. Actually, ironically, I try to answer the phones because the people in the office are very busy, giving 110% of their attention to the patients. And just last week, the past 2 weeks, I had 2 from San Francisco, 1 from LA. We had 1 from China, 1 from Russia, 1 from Florida. So yeah, people come from all over the world to see us. It's mostly skin tightening with thermage. We've been doing that for 20 years. You'll find that in doctors' offices because it's a really difficult treatment to administer. It's like playing 3D chess because you're looking at someone's face and you're deciding how many pulses to put in each area. So that's probably the one thing people travel to us for. More than anything, because you can do that. It's a one-time treatment, so you can literally come from anywhere in the world. We have European patients that come to us, once or twice a year to do that treatment.
Okay, so that's just one of the many types of treatments, and it can get a bit overwhelming when it comes to choosing, what is the right one for you. So there are so many med spas all around the country, people who call themselves medical spas, maybe who aren't necessarily medical spas. So what procedures are safe and effective? What do you recommend?
Sure. Well, that would be the first thing I would say. There's med spas are more common than McDonald's right now. So the first thing you might want to do is avoid a med spa. If you go to it, when I talk to people, I say, listen, if we never speak again, why don't you just use common sense? Why don't you go to a doctor's office that has 10, 15, 20 years experience? When you go on our website or anyone who's been around for a while, they'll be bragging like, oh my God, we brought this technology 15 years ago. So it's easy to tell how long they've been around. Why would you trust your face to anyone who's been around for less than 10 or 15 years? A lot of these devices, again, they're medical grade devices and they're not easy to operate. Yes, are there some that are at med spas? Look at the M-Sculpt, the one that they put on the abs. I mean, everyone's like dancing around like this is like a joke. And by the way, even that, the manufacturer, the rep called me up. He said, John, he goes, you're not giving it to people with pacemakers. Like, are you kidding me? It's electromagnetic. You can't give it to someone with pacemakers. Yeah, they did that at the med spa. They almost killed a guy. Oh, yeah. And then they gave someone with a metal gene buckle, they gave them a 3rd-degree burn. I said, listen, you don't need to call us about things like that. Obviously, we don't do that. So yes, avoid med spas, go to trusted doctor's office. Just use your common sense. People with 10, 15 years experience. And here's another one. How about someone who has 6 different technologies? You go to the guy that has the M-Sculpt, the one that goes on the abs, they'll sell it to someone who has a hot dog stand. I mean, they're all over the place. It's like, if you say, is that the best procedure for me? Of course they're going to say yes. It's the only device they have. How would you trust that? If you go to someone that has, if you come to us and say, I want to do my stomach area, we're like, well, gee, we could do Axillus and just melt the fat. Why would you want to add muscles and add extra bulk onto your stomach? Or we could do thermage, do the loose skin. We can do M-tone, cellulite loose skin. We have 6 different options for your stomach area. So if someone only has one option, you could be guaranteed that they might not be telling you the truth.
Yes.
So it's really easy.
Those devices come from medical sales reps, and so they want them in as many places as they can be in. So you want to make sure that whoever is using it is really confident in their ability to use it and that they're using it in the right way. And because there's all kinds of ways that you can apply M-Sculpt, and for some people it might really work, but for others, like what you're saying, there might be a different option. So maybe there are procedures that require highly trained and experienced hands. Which ones would you say that those are?
Okay, so ironically, the people who make M-Sculpt also make a machine called Axillus, and Dr. Zdenek brought the first Axillus to the United States in 2009. That was like easy 7 years before the introduction of cool sculpting. So it uses heat and ultrasound for body shaping, and guess what? Because you're using radio frequency like thermage, the side effect is smoother, tighter skin. So when something like cool sculpting works, it's like, taking a bag out of the freezer and you're left with a wrinkled bag. The side effect is more loose skin. So which would you rather have as the side effect? Smoother, tighter skin or more loose skin? So yeah, I mean, it's almost a no-brainer that and again, the European patients call all the time and say, oh, how come it's so difficult to find someone with axillus? I mean, you have to have a really brilliant doctor on the team.
So what should we go to medical spas for? If you could give us some directions, some advice, if we want to go that route, what should we be seeking out? What kind of treatments?
If you're smart enough to think you know everything, then go to medical. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just, it's like my people call me up and people I've never even met. They go, I said, I'm sorry that, they said, oh my God, why would they think I can book myself? I said, how would you even know what treatment you would need? I mean, even a doctor doesn't know unless a doctor has performed, like I was telling Danielle, I think she's done 20,000 treatments over the past 20 years at a mere 20 a week. How would you know what treatment to would be most effective for this person and which combination? Because I've done 20,000 treatments. So for you to be going to a med spa that doesn't have that experience and for you to book yourself is pure insanity. It doesn't even make any sense. It's illogical. It doesn't, it's like people's, of course I can't book myself.
So even when we're talking about, we would never try to treat disease by ourselves. Even when we're when we're talking about aesthetic procedures, cosmetic procedures, we should always have a relationship with somebody who has that expertise and, maybe stay with them for a really long time so that they know your body, they know how you respond to things.
Yeah, I'm not saying it has to be us, but, here's the thing. When you opened and you said, hey, there's so much out there. How do I do this? Just go to a doctor's office. They have this. And you know what the saddest irony of it all is? One of these big chains, and they're like, oh, we're so transparent. And they're charging 50% more than us. Yeah. It's like, oh, but if you add the points with the this and with that, then you're only 30% more than us. It's like, it's just so, I'm sorry, I'm too passionate. Sometimes they don't like when I speak because I'm too passionate about it. But, I see these things and it's just awful.
Well, and you're kind of clearing up the confusion for us. John Eslanian, thank you so much. If we want to learn more about what you offer and how you help in the cosmetic procedure world, how can we find that information? Sure. It's Precision Aesthetics in New York. And we're pretty easy to find. Actually, I took our phone number as a website too, because Precision Aesthetics MD is a little too long. 212-799-1411.com. Okay, perfect. John, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Protect your biggest purchase with the right roof. Lightning Roofing shows us how they do the work fast and efficient after this.